Manx Radio Saturday Live Lounge, supported by Villa Gaiety. For the latest What's On information, visit villagaiety.com.
That was, I think, it wasn't last week's third song, but it was a new one we played last week. It is Dunboy's Fishing Club and Fortune Teller. I am enjoying that one. I've got a studio guest, and you know I love having studio guests, and it's lovely to welcome back to the studio again some of the members of the former group, The Internal Affair, which has now developed into something new. I'm going to let them introduce themselves. So let's start from left to right. Tell me your name and what you do in the band.
I'm Conrad and I play drums.
I'm Leo and I play guitar. I play bass, keyboard, and I sing as well.
I'm Bram and I play guitar and sing.
Well, I have to say, it's lovely to have you all with me. We've been playing your single already. We're going to play it again in a minute. So Crawlboard is the name of the group. I suppose, Bram, I'm going to come to you first then. How did Crawlboard happen?
Well, we were all in The Internal Affair, and then Eli obviously wanted to focus more on his solo stuff, which is great, he's doing well. So, and then we didn't want to just give up on a band, so we carried on just with the three of us, but renamed.
Okay, then come on then, Leo. Where's Crawlboard, the name, come from?
I think it was like an anagram solver. I think it was the most random thing because we were thinking of a name for so long, and we just sort of settled on Crawlboard. I think it was like we put our names into some sort of, I don't know, but so I think we've got letters of our names in that or something. But yeah, something like that. But it just took so long that we just thought, fine. But we really like the name, so yeah.
Have you ever used one of those random band name generators online?
I don't think we used the random band name, but I think we used the random word generator.
All the random band names, they're always just a colour and then a random word. Like after Pink Floyd, you've just all done that now.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
like
that's the way they
Green
come up
Chair
with
or something.
I mean, it's not bad. There probably is a band called Green Chair out there.
You never know.
I would imagine. So let's come to you then, Conrad, because this is, as you said, it was Eternal Affair, it's now Crawlboard. What about the sound of the band then? Because it is different, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess.
How would you describe it if you're trying to... If someone hadn't heard you, how would you describe the band sound?
Noise.
I mean, to be fair, it is, as is all music. Bram, how would you describe it?
Pleasant sounding noise. I don't know. No, it's kind of gone for a more rock sound.
It is heavier, definitely. Yeah,
but then also kind of more pop-ish as well. Because like with Internal Affair, it was just a load of time signature changes and quite difficult to listen to on the first go. But this is more accessible, I think.
Do you know, that's a really good way of describing it, actually. Yeah, but it still sounds very intelligent, and I don't mean this in any way to be patronising, but it does sound old beyond your years. It really does. And I wonder if Leo, is that in part because maybe do you all listen to music from kind of back in the day sort of thing, or where does this come from? Because it sounds so mature.
Yeah, I think because we all listen to very similar music. I think we just sort of also we have different styles of music as well, so we just sort of combine that all into this music. And I think obviously the new track as well is quite different as well. But yeah, I think we do listen to quite old music. I think that's why.
I think that it would kind of make sense. Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to play the single. So who wants to tell me about Is It You?
I don't know what there is to say, really. How do you mean, like the lyrics?
So tell me about it. Where is it kind of coming from? What's the kind of background to the song?
We came up with a guitar riff, and then the lyrics don't really mean anything, to be honest. They just
sometimes that's what works with a song, you know.
They just feel like they fit with the music, and just went from that.
And when you heard it kind of finished and produced, which I think it was Ben Donaldson, wasn't it, from Voodoo Bandits, Ben Bandit, who put it together for you, production and everything. Did you kind of hear it and go, "This is our sound"? Was it kind of obvious, this is who you are as Crawlboard, this represents you? I
think, but then I also think we don't want to just stay as one, every song sounding the same. We want to do different sounds as well. So I don't think we've settled just yet. We're still trying to find something.
Good answer. You see, wise beyond their years. Well, listen, let's remind you what they sound like. So this is Crawlboard, Is It You? And we'll chat more with the guys after this. So if you want to get in touch, 166 or you can email studio@manxradio.com. They would love to hear from you. I listened to that and I can't quite believe it's been produced by musicians whose age. I mean, I don't know. I'm guessing you probably don't want me to say how old you all are because that seems a bit rude somehow. But you know,
all different, aren't we?
All different ages.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Okay. Don't say who, but who? What's the age of the youngest person?
15.
I mean, that's incredible. That is incredible. Absolutely awesome. I mean, to produce a sound like that. So that was Crawlboard, Is It You? And when you listen back to that, Leah, does it make you think of the recording time and what it was like putting it together?
Yeah, it does, I think, because I think we actually recorded it in two separate sessions, because I think on the first session we got quite tired, so we thought we'd record the vocals at a separate time. But yeah, it was really fun actually, because it was a different recording studio than we'd have actually been in before, and we were just sort of chilling and like listening to everyone else play, and yeah, it was good fun.
And what sort of input did Ben have on the final song? Did you all know exactly how you wanted it to sound, or did he suggest stuff?
He suggested quite a lot, actually. We didn't have like a formula, because a lot of the time when we go in the studio, we have like extra ideas or something of something to put in the song. But he suggested guitar solos a lot, so I think there's like 3 guitar solos that Ben suggested, and there's like harmonies and stuff from the guitar, and it's like, yeah. So
And you're pleased with it?
Yeah, we're really pleased with that. Yeah.
It's not that easy to just come up with a guitar solo, though. I mean, that's quite an achievement. Was that you, Bram, then, I take it? Yeah. So did you have to kind of like work it all out, or did you just go by feel while you're in the studio?
Yeah, just improvise guitar solos, really.
Yeah.
And then, just see
Just worked
what
it out.
happens.
Yeah, well, we're going to hear from an excellent guitarist in just a moment who I know has influenced you all, because we're going to talk now about your firsts, which is a relatively new feature here in the Live Lounge, and it's a way of finding out about you all and your music. So, Conrad, we're going to come to you to start with. So, who was, or what was, the first album you bought, and what format was it in?
I have not bought an album.
There's plenty of time. Okay, what about first single? Have you ever bought a single before? No. Oh my goodness! You see, this is the way of the world now. Do you stream stuff?
No.
Not particularly. Do you listen to music at all?
No.
Oh my goodness! How do you do what you do? That is kind of insane. So you don't have any kind of like musical influences necessarily?
Not really, no.
No. That's bonkers. That is completely bonkers. Lee, I'm going to guess that you have bought an album.
Yeah. Well, technically not. It was actually Bram who bought my first one, which was In Rainbows by Radiohead.
Good choice.
It was last Christmas he bought it me, which was very nice.
And what do you think of it? Was it a good prezi?
Yeah, it was, yeah. I listened to it in my bedroom. It was very nice.
So what format was it on?
It was a CD.
Yeah.
I don't have a vinyl player, unfortunately.
But you still play CDs, so that's good to know. Yeah, because they seem to be even sort of dying out a little bit now, CDs, which terrifies me because I've got lots of them. Okay, Bram, what was the first album you bought and what format was it in?
I think it was Rush Moving Pictures on my phone.
Again,
I think that was the first one I bought.
Yeah. What album, though, would you say you put on and listen to more than anything?
I know it's a tricky one. I don't think I could answer that. I go through phases. Sometimes there'll be one album I listen to for ages, and then I go away from it for a year and then come back. So I genuinely don't think I could answer that.
What are you listening to at the moment?
I got into Pink Floyd a lot at the moment.
Oh.
Those 4 albums, Dark Side of the Moon to The Wall, I've really got into those.
That's good, because they're kind of like journey albums, aren't they, really? So
I never used to like them that much, but I don't know, my mind's changed recently.
You know, I can tell you from having several more decades under my belt, your taste does change over the years. It really does. But again, it's great that you've discovered Pink Floyd, you know, at a relatively young age, because it will probably shape your music, I would say. Who do you listen to more than anything at the moment, Leah?
I think Hendrix a lot, actually, because Little Wing, like, I think Bram suggested it to me ages ago, but I listened to The Best of Jimi Hendrix, I think, that album, and I was like, oh wow, this is great. You know, there's some really nice songs and there's some really heavy songs like Voodoo Child, and he's really, you know, they're really good songs, and we play a few of them as well in the band. So
well, I tell you what we'll do then. We'll put on Little Wing now.
Yeah.
So this is Jimi Hendrix, as chosen by the members of Crawlboard, who basically think is great, which I think is a very good thing.
She's walking through the clouds with a circus mind that's running wild. Butterflies and zebras and moonbeams and fairy tales. That's all she ever thinks about. Riding with the wind. 1,000 smiles she gets to leave me. It's alright, she said, it's alright. Take anything you want from me. Take that. Anything. Fly on, little wing.
I can't believe it's only 2 minutes 20. I want that to go on for like another 8 minutes. It's just superb. I'm just going to come back to you, Leo, for a second, because we were just talking about Jimmy there, and you were saying that you really love Little Wing. What do you think about the production of it? Because, of course, it does sound very vintage, and I know you guys are really keen on your production, aren't you?
Yeah, I think I think I really like obviously the guitar is quite like high in the mix as well, and I think the embellishments in the background as well. When Jimmy's singing, he's just like little like it's just really like the chord progression is lovely, and it works really well. I think I agree with you as well. It's 2 minutes is too short,
Isn't
it's
it?
way too short.
Well, it's okay because you can just put all of his other songs on and just listen to them all back to back. Bram, how does it work then with regards to you guys and putting the songs together then? Who sort of writes what and how do the songs come together?
I normally come up with the chord progression and the melody and lyrics and things, but Leo's doing more writing now as well, and then I'll show it to Leo and Conrad, and they'll both come up with their bass and drum parts, and then from that we record it or play it live.
Yeah. I'm still intrigued by the fact Conrad said he doesn't listen to music. I'm sorry, I'm going to bring it up one more time. Because if you're coming up with kind of bass ideas, because there's some complicated bass going on there. So how do you know then what you want to do with bass if you don't listen? You don't listen to other bass players or anything either, no?
No.
Wow. It's just in your blood, isn't it? I think it must have just been...
He plays drums, I play bass.
Oh, sorry.
It's fine.
I'm getting confused here. You play everything, don't you, really, Leo? So with drums then, how do you know what you want to put on then with drums? Do you listen to other drummers?
Not really, no.
No. Gosh, how do you do it? That's just baffled me. It really has. It's just innate, obviously, isn't it? It's just in you.
Maybe.
It really is. Okay, so I want to do a couple more first, and then we're going to talk about your new single as well. So what about the first band you ever saw live? Who would that be, Conrad, for you?
Probably with
Bastille?
Yeah, because our sister likes them, and
Yeah.
we saw them live. But
So did you kind of go as a family to go see
yeah,
them?
yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Good gig memories there. So maybe Bastille for you. What about you, Leo?
I think it was actually one of my dad's gigs. I think.
Hey Pete.
Maybe not. Yeah, maybe not a full gig. Maybe just a song or two.
Yeah.
And I can't remember it exactly, but I remember a lot of times I would like help him unpack the car or something, and then I might listen to a song or something.
See, it's great. This is the whole sort of musical family thing, which is quite common kind of on the Isle of Man, which is fab. What about you then, Bram?
I think it would be Bastille as well with Conrad.
That would have been your
when
first.
we were younger. Yeah.
Yeah. And what about the first gig you remember playing?
Me personally, I think it was back with Glitch 256 at the Battle of the Bands back in, I think that was either 2020 or 2019.
Might have been
around then.
2019, I think.
Was it?
Yeah. How
It
mad.
feels long ago.
So were
as well.
Glitch no more then?
No, I don't think so. As far as I'm aware, I haven't heard from them.
I'll keep an eye. I'll see if I
Yeah.
can find out. And what about you? What was your first gig that you played, Leo?
I think it was with these guys actually. It was at the Dark Horse Festival last year. We just played like 30 minutes, I think. But it was an alright gig. Yeah, it was.
Well,
good
an
fun.
opportunity to play at a festival though, and
Yeah.
it feels like a proper kind of international festival, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Dark
it does.
Horse?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it was weird though. We just played in like a tent, but we had quite an audience. So
We were stood literally on grass. There was
Yeah.
no stage. It's funny.
It's good. It is great. Then the audience are always brilliant at those festivals as well. Do you remember what the first gig was that you played then, Conrad?
It was probably Battle Bands of the Internal Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, which was such a good night. It really was. Well, listen, we're nearly done, but I need to know then. You mentioned that you have a new single. Tell us about it, Leah.
So we've got a new single that we recorded last week.
So it's not quite ready to play
So
yet.
it's not quite ready to play yet, unfortunately. But yeah, it's quite. I think it's quite different to Is It You? It's quiet and it's like chill out, you know. But it's a really nice song. It's quite short as well, actually. But yeah, we don't know when we're going to release it, but hopefully we'll release it soon.
Will you send it to us so we can play it?
Yeah.
Excellent stuff. And Bram, what about gigs? Because you've done some gigs and you've got some coming up.
We have on the 14th of October and the 8th of December, we're at the Railway. I think from 9 o'clock we'll be on both nights. And then on the 4th of November, we're supporting Post-War Stories at I can't remember what it is.
Bar Logo, I think, in Ramsey. Yeah, that's going to be packed. And you do a mix of your own stuff and also some covers as well, don't you?
Yeah, but this one in Ramsey, that's just going to be
all
originals.
Yeah. Amazing. No pressure. It'll be brilliant, though. Well, listen, we're going to play Coldplay now because that was another one of your suggestions. Who wants to tell me why Coldplay?
I'll say it, I guess. I think, well, I've always loved Coldplay. I think I'm going to mention my dad again because why not? I think when I was like really young, I think I had CDs or something, and we play them on the CD player. And I've always just loved Coldplay. I've come back to them as well, especially now, and I've listened to like full albums. And we play a few songs with the band as well. And it's just like they're just a solid band, you know, and they're not too pop and they're not too rock. They're just in between.
They are. You're quite right, and actually they're quite varied. If you go back to the first albums to like the newer albums, it's quite varied stuff.
Yeah.
Everything from kind of sounds like almost solely singer-songwriter, some of the first stuff, to like almost like dance beats on some of it, isn't it? It's a big mix. So, well, listen, we'll play God Put a Smile on Your Face, which is an excellent tune from Russia Blood to the Head. Crawlboard, find them online, go get their single, and we will keep an eye out for these guys because I think we've got a long way to go. Thank you for joining us in the studio.
Thank you.
Where do we go? Nobody knows.
Manx Radio Saturday Live Lounge, supported by Villa Gaiety. For the latest What's on information, visit villagaiety.com.